I don't actually want that on there. However, I should go grab the laptop. Okay, settings. And then settings. Cool, cool, cool. Booty goes up. So here can stay there. Okay. I'm gonna go grab my laptop super quick just so I can load up comments, see the stream, etc., etc. Doubt I've got any viewers yet, but let's go. What's the last one I did? It has been a minute. Here we go. Click into here. Copy. Let's see. Cool. Sounds good. This is elite, so
Now traveling to Busan. Initiating match.
okay. So on the left, I assume, will be Pastel Vikings.
Ready for battle.
So the players are going to be anywhere from 2,750 to 4,000. So we got a double shield coming up for the side of Pastel Vikings, and Ryan Zarya for SDG. Pastel Vikings and SDG both going into the side room here. Wrapping all the way around is Pastel Vikings. They do find some early picks. When the point goes live, and Pastel Vikings have to push in onto it. Booty gets frozen, but comes out. Oh, here falls, and Veil of Hades gets real low and does fall to the thorax. Booty finally falls, and that's going to be a point cap for Pastel Vikings. The Sigma's kind of off on his lonesome. Here comes the bubble blocking off a bunch of people. They're having to go the long way around the wall. World Gone Crazy does fall to Pooty's charge. Thorax also goes down. SDG up 2 in the fight. Pooty gets the charge on to Dr. Moriarty, who does end up falling to the Zarya. May gets frozen and falls, and so that looks like it's going to be a point flip. But the Reaper comes onto point, does get antied, and can't stay alive for long, but does build a little bit of more percentage before the point finally flips to SDG. Pastel Vikings have 6 ults. They do pop sound barrier. They're popping everything. The Mace still on point for SDG. Finally does fall, and they're finally going to get the point flip. Here comes the grab. The dragon also comes through, finds 3, where Gravitic only finds the Zarya. And Houdini is able to get the finishing blow onto World Gone Crazy, and Zarya does get resurrected. Houdini charges in to punish the Sigma, who is anti, ends up falling. So that's going to be the point flipping again, 91% to 30. World's Gone Crazy falls to half health before being able to really get it. Oh, Monk takes a hit and falls dangerously low. Here comes the Blizzard for SDG's Mei, whose name I have no idea how to pronounce. The wall comes out, so Hootie's just kind of stuck there swinging his hammer. Bunny falls, as does White Monk. And it looks like Pastel Vikings is trying to get out, but they do get walled off. Pin comes through onto Houdini, but might not be enough to save Dr. Moriarty's life. Sigma falls dangerously low, but is able to get it out, unlike Dr. Moriarty, who does fall to a fire strike. Here comes the beat, the Gravitic, and the Blizzard, all being committed here for Pastel Vikings. Shatter comes through, finds the shield. Houdini's Shatter does find 2. The Dragons finds 2 on the side of SDG. Overtime comes in, 99-99. Pastel Vikings in control of the point. And with 3 versus 1, Hootie might not be long for this world. He does fall, and that's the overtime counter ticking down. And so that's going to be the first map of Busan going the way of Pastel Vikings.
Score 1-0. Ready for battle.
Okay, now we got Mecha Base. I went to Pastel Vikings spawn last time. Let's go to SDG.
5, 4.
Both teams showing Ryan Zarya this time.
Capture the objective.
Both teams opting for a Mei, one Reaper, one Hanzo. And then some differences on the support line. Big anti falls onto Dr. Moriarty, who falls shortly thereafter. I'm Toxic, unable to back out. World Gone Crazy puts some pressure in and then wraiths away. Point's active, and SDG is able to claim it early as Pastel Vikings are still on the high ground, which gives them an advantage in the fight, but they are not getting any point percentage. The wall comes up and Houdini is on the one side of it. I need to figure out my camera angle. Here we go. Big 3-4 kills going the way of SDG here. White Monk's still on point as the Mei. Uses freeze. Ends up falling. Pretty late staggered kill. And World Gone Crazy just went off the cliff to reset with the team. SDG goes up to high ground. Using their Lucio speed, they're able to start wrapping around, but they're not coming through just yet. Hanzo knows where they are because of the Sonic Arrow. Looks like they might opt to go on the low ground here. Opting to go underneath. The wall comes through, many of them walled off. Able to sneak through. Here comes a grab and a blizzard on the side of SDG. Shatter also committed. Just 2 remaining for Pastel Vikings. And White Monk does end up falling. Here come the dragons, as they know exactly where they are based because of the Sonic era. But Pastel Vikings well to just back up. Oh, Blizzard comes through, finds quite a few. Committing ults here is Pastel Vikings. Not really going for kills, but they are going to point. Nano comes out onto Hootie, who's pestering Toxic over. Does end up getting that kill. Pastel Vikings members are falling, but World's Gone Crazy is able to get Beetle with the Death Block. Here comes another shot from Hootie. Second map goes way of SDG Elite.
Ready for battle.
And now we have Downtown. Double shield coming out again for Pastel Vikings, but this time Pharah and Soldier. And Thorax opting to play Ana instead of Lucio this time. Wall comes out, splitting the team, preventing the aggression. Toxic does find a kill onto Alpha, and Hootie gets hit with a purple. White Monk with a nice 2-piece. World's Gone Crazy. Just the man left, but does get pinned out as soon as Cryo ends. So that's going to be point control going to Pastel Vikings. Oh, I didn't realize SDG did get control for 10%. I thought the fight had just started. Doomfist goes in onto the back line. Pastel Vikings gets out, and it looks like, yeah, White Monk was being pestered by the Ashe over there, but is able to get the close quarter kill. 8-Bit Bunny falls to the Doomfist, and Dr. Moriarty gets killed by the Zarya. In comes the Ravitic Fluff. Looks like it picks up 3. Hootie does fall to it. Beetle pops Coalescence, and they're able to flip point on the back of that. As many more. Pastel Vikings have 5 ultimates here, compared to just 3 on the side of SDG. Doomfist goes in, and falls half and gets out. Here comes the Nano and the attack visor, or sorry, tactical visor. Shatter comes through for Dr. Moriarty, and they're able to find 2. 8-Bit Bunny commits the Coalescence just as the fight's ending, and they are able to clean up the point. 63 to now 63. White Monk finds Veil of Hades on the high ground there, and committed the lamp, but not enough to save his life. Coalescence comes up for Beetle here. But Hootie did fall. One person on point for 3 people on point for SDG. They are able to flip the point at 93% or 94. In comes a barrage and the meteor strike. And it looks like SDG is going to be able to stabilize here with just the Doomfist. Oh, and Veil of Hades is now back on point. Bob gets called out to do something. Overtime comes through. Shatter comes in, finds 4. In comes the Gravitic. Returns Shatter, not finding anybody, it seems. Maybe 1. But kills going by way of SDG here. White Monk doing what he can on that Tracer, dancing around point, but does eventually fall. 8-Bit Bunny gets charged away, and that's the overtime kicking down.
Play of the game.
Oh, I didn't realize Curls was here. Second map is Route 66. Seven's Mount. Swamp all. Purple. Just just getting everybody's career profiles onto stream while we wait for the readies. And Mouse said, ready? So we go.
Traveling to Route 66. Initiating match. Ready for battle.
Okay, on the defense, we got on Reinhardt, Zarya, Doomfist with Anna Moira
Attackers incoming.
and a mystery. They go Ashe. On the side of the attack, which, because it's attack and they still have 16 seconds, possibilities to change.
Five, four, three, two, one.
Looks like SDG setting up on Big Earl. Oh, they do fall down and play the corner. And it looks like they were expecting the far from White Monk here because they did pick Ashe early. So the Far Mercy falls first here from the Ashe. Doomfist jumps in behind, does get some boots, and the Reinhardt goes down for Pastel Vikings. But it looks like World's Gone Crazy is able to just sneak the payload further and further. Oh, the pin came through to get to Cart and does end up catching into Zarya, but ran out of runway. Booty goes in for the pin onto, who is it? Funny Curls. Doesn't quite land it. That here does fall, and so now Hootie playing without bubbles. White Monk does switch off of the bar over to an Ashe. Out comes Cole Leftis from Borat. Shatter comes through, finds two. But no kills coming from it. Return Shatter also finding two. And they do secure the kills and pick up the Mercy. Here comes the Death Block and finds both supports for SDG. Meteor Strike comes through, lands right on point. Diva's on him, but gets the bubble. And gets the kill onto Funny Curls, who starts showing signs of aggression, but backs off to play back with his team. Bob gets called out, as does self-destruct. Luke, High, and Bubbles were there, so finds nobody. SDG's Bob pressuring Funny Curls' shield, unable to press very much. Reaper is on top of Big Earls, chasing the Mercy, but they are able to get away. And now the Doomfist finds him.
60 seconds.
Oh, but he gets the kill. But the res comes through. Here comes Coalescence from 8-Bit Bunny. Return Coalescence from Beetle. Oh, sorry. Thorax, not 8-Bit Bunny. 8-Bit's on the Mercy. A little bit of emoting.
30 seconds remaining.
Diva Cute Spray coming out onto some walls. Dynamite comes through, does find the support and the Diva. Diva gets punched way off of Big Earls. Here comes the Meteor Strike for Alpha. Lands it right on top of Bunny Curls, but Bunny's there. Goes for the res, does get it. Toxic sends, oh no, Toxic eats the grab, not bad. Death Blossom comes out, doesn't find anybody. But kills are still going in the way of Pastel Vikings. The res does come through, but gives her life for it. Somebody's on point. I think it's the Mortimer. Mortimer falls. 6 on cart. It's just Alpha there for SDG and decides to just retreat and let them have that point. Oh, Veil of Hades falls to a Fire Strike, and Beetle gets low. Does have Coalescence. Here comes the Dynamite. I don't think it caught anybody. Here comes the Self-Destruct, puts it right on top, finds Dao here. Charge comes through, both Reinhardt's on the ground. Here comes Beetle's Coalescence. But falls to Fire Strike while doing it. Veil of Hades did switch over to the, I think they switched. I don't think they were playing Anna before. Here comes Bob from SDG right behind Reinhardt, who does fall. So that's going to be a huge meteor strike for this Alpha as well. As gets the third onto World Gone Crazy.
60 seconds remaining.
But they had to commit some ults for that fight. Pastel Vikings holding 4 compared to SDG's 1. Although they'll likely have Coalescence by the time. Oh, Hades falls early. Thorax pops Coalescence. Here comes the Death Blossom. Just Hootie on point. He falls. Looks like the Doomfist is off somewhere, I think. Nope, he falls to a micro missiles of Toxic. Alpha switching off of the Doomfist over to a McCree.
Get into position.
Here comes the Self-Destruct. Does find one, as Hootie was able to put a shield up. But Veil of Hades does fall to the World Gone Crazy. Beetle pulls Coalescence out, and then just sitting there on Hootie's back as he swings into the entirety of Pastel Vikings. Coalescence ends, as does Hootie. In comes the Shatter, only finds the Bastion. Veil of Hades comes out. Nano's the diva who contests the point as long as they can. Here comes Bob from White Monk. Does finish off the diva. Hootie's there, able to contest the point, but doesn't last for very long.
Score 0-3. Switching sides. Initiating match.
Pastel Vikings taking a while to get started there on point 1. But once they got that payload into Streets phase or whatever this is called, never know what it's called.
Ready for battle. Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
So nothing too surprising here coming up for Pastel Vikings. They've been running a lot of Sigma Reinhardt. And Thorax does switch from Moira to Bat.
4, 3.
But over on the side of SDG, triple sniper if you count Ana. With a huge early pick onto White Monk, who does get resurrected, but that means that ability is gone for 30 seconds. Pastel Viking supports falling down half health. Alpha with another pick onto World Gone Crazy this time. Funny Curl's doing what he can to contest point. The Reinhardts charge into each other, knock each other down. Lamp comes out, so Funny being enabled here to just swing on to Hootie, who does get bubbled and healed up in his own right. World Gone Crazy does switch over to the leg after that Reaper death. Pin comes in onto Funny Curls. Toxic gets res, but Bunny gives her life for it. And shortly after the res, Toxic falls, and White Monk goes down. Alpha getting walls. They know exactly where they are. Does pick off World Gone Crazy, who was trying to play around the rock, but hard to do when the Widow knows your every move. So that's SDG getting first point. Funny Curls does fall to a Storm Arrow here, as the Hanzo is playing kind of a flanking position in behind.
Allow me to repair the damage.
Dao here finds White Monk. And Veil of Hades is pushing the payload. 8-bit Bunny falls to Alpha, who gets solo ulted with the Sigma. Does get the Gravitic, but sleeps right at the end. Unfortunately timed, unable to interrupt. Nano comes out. Can't click on who, I think. Grab Dragons come through, find one, but the rest of the kills still going for SDG Elite. White Monk was somewhere. It looks like it's going to be SDG getting second point. Oh, it is contested in the last minute. In comes the Lamp. Funny Curls gets slept. Here comes the Bob, but goes a little bit beyond point. As the kills continue to go by way of SDG, but they are able. Bob finds two, huge Bob. Zarya's taking a nap, ends up falling to the Coalescence, as does Funny Curls. World Gone Crazy is able to contest, but gets antied and sniped. And so that's going to be second point going to SDG Elite. World Gone Crazy has tactical visor, but falls before being able to use it as a Viking position. Out comes the Dragon. Pastel Vikings do well to just move aside away. But the downside is that's a fair bit of push for SDG Elite. Shatter comes through, finds 3, and the attack visor picks up 2, 3. Nice Shatter attack visor combo there for Pastel Vikings. Stopping the payload, but still 3 minutes and a bit left on the time bank. And out come the sights. Eight-Bit Bunny falls to the flanking Widow. Oh, that's a crit. Here comes the Graviton Surge, and the return Graviton Surge, finding many as well. So SDG getting the kills required. Mercy pulls out the blaster, but is unable to do enough. World's Gone Crazy in the back here, trying to deal with the Doom Fist, but is unable to, does fall. Shatter comes through, doesn't look like it finds anyone. Here come the Dragons. Toxic just spins right into him. Pastel Vikings doing what they can, but it looks like we're going into overtime bits.
Score 3-3. Switching sides. Initiating match.
So SDG setting a much faster time bank here, having more than twice the time as Pastel Vikings. And they're opting for Torb McCree, it seems.
Attackers incoming.
Nope, the Torb does switch off to the May. And it looks like Pastel Vikings hinting towards a bunker comp here with Bash and Sombra.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 60 seconds.
SDG taking the
Stop the
hold
payload.
in the little tunnel here. Pastel Vikings get set up. Maywall comes in. Oh, White Monk does fall to the McCree here.
30 seconds remaining.
Hootie falls as he tries to contest. Dio here falls shortly thereafter. White Monk's doing some scouting here. They Configuration tank finds the McCree. Shatter comes through, finds 3. Configuration tank finds another one before the bashing finishes off the support, goes back into turret mode. And that's Pastel Vikings able to catch oh, and the music starts coming out. Funny Curls pushed up forward. White Monk does find Alpha there in the 3. The pull comes through. Defense Matrix only lasts so long. Lance comes down. Here comes the Shatter. They are able to get the Bastion with it, but White Monk finding 2 kills and 3 kills. Bastion does end up falling, but here comes the red. Perhaps not. Oh, here's the red. So, getting second point as well. Alpha switches over to a Reaper here, and Hootie switches to the Orisa. White Monk in behind. Hootie gets axed. Ends up falling. Here comes Configuration Tank. Junkrat's high ground behind. Oh god, camera angles. White Monk still holding on to this EMP. Cool, Essence comes up for Beetle. And Pastel Vikings unbothered by it, still not opting to pop EMP. Here comes EMP, finds 2, Alpha goes down, Beetle is low. Does fall to White Monk. Hootie charges in. Oh, it's not Hootie. Hootie's on the Wrecking Ball, trying to contest as long as he can. Does get hacked though, and falls shortly thereafter. Alpha goes to a Bastion of their own, but unable to contest the point.
Score 3-6. Switching sides. Initiating match.
So Pastel Vikings getting all 3 points with only a minute in their time bank. Let's see what SDG Elite is able to do with 2.5 times the amount of time bank.
Ready for battle.
Pastel Vikings going with the double shield again. But this time a Torbjorn instead of the Sombra. And SDG opting to do a Bastion bunker of their own. So Pastel Vikings setting up on top of Big Earl. It's going to allow a fair amount of free push here for SDG Elite. Bar comes out to do some scouting. SDG finds first Bastion kill, and then only the supports left for Pastel Vikings. And the far in the sky punishing them as they try to make their escape. Bastion alone on payload, pushing it. Oh, getting some help and reinforcements here. So that's going to be first point taken by SDG here. And White Monk switches off of the Torbjorn onto the Ashe. Farah comes behind looking for the big boot. Doesn't seem to get it. Here they come again. Just pestering
60 seconds remaining.
the Bastion from behind, who does find a kill onto the Farah, who does immediately get res. Toxic falls to the Bastion as the payload just continues to move. Barrage comes through, finds the Immortality Field, and that's it. But the Orisa Pulse sets the Bastion up for all the other kills. So still time in the time bank as they get second point. Not yet burning the overtime witch.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm kind of surprised not to have seen a Sigma based on the shield pressure as well as stuff. And the ability to just ultimate everybody off of the payload as overtime kicks in. So White Monk and World Gone Crazy do swap their heroes over to Junkrat and Reaper. Here comes a Shatter, finds Alpha, who does end up falling. Return Shatter comes through, gets Orisa and the Reaper. As the kills continue to come in for SDG, who also are able to res their Bastion as they get the team kill. Bongos come out for Pastel Vikings, but Alpha finds two, and the Barrage comes in, cleans some up. Resurrect's coming in for the Bastion and the Reaper, but kills continuing to go for SDG Elite as they get closer and closer to the yellow square of additional rounds. Junkrat on the point, does fall to Alpha. Yeah.
6-6.
Yeah, it's a battle of the bunker on this map.
Initiating match.
Also a little bit of something here.
Ready for battle.
So Pastel Vikings looking to run the same, making a swap,
Incoming in 30 seconds.
going with a Diva. Alpha on the Genji, and Bahadogar, not yet selecting. Only 10 seconds left here, and still hasn't selected. Gonna have to pick the legs or something speedy to get back in time.
1.
Goes with the Farah, but will be late getting to the fight.
The payload.
2 picks going to Pastel Vikings early, but the Pharah does find World of Gone Crazy, who is resurrected.
30 seconds.
And the Genji just pestering them, making them turn around. Getting them stuck right under this girder here. Ten seconds. Alpha gets Dragon Blade but falls immediately, unable to use it. Veil of Hades coming in. Shatter comes through, finds one who does end up falling. The barrage comes through. Toxic unable to charge his way all the way to point. And so that's Pastel Vikings' third round, stalling right in front of Big Earl.
Initiating match.
Oh look, there it is again. And then we won't know what they're doing. We're camouflaged.
Ready for battle.
Oh, Pastel Vikings expecting the Bastion, it seems, and opting to not use a shield tank of, or even a main tank of any kind. Instead, probably trying to defense matrix and hook the Bastion out of position. But SDG does have a Far Mercy, and Pastel Vikings not having any kind of hit scan or much by way of long range power. I suppose far it does. Alpha falls early. Pastel Vikings able to rush him. The res does come through as the Bastion starts backing up, goes into configuration turret, and just fires towards the point here. Picks continuing to go by way of SDG. Big charge comes through, finds 2 here, and finishes off Toxic with a Fire Strike. So it looks like, oh, World's Gone Crazy, able to get there and touch on the Tracer. Keeps it contested for a while, but for how long? They do end up falling. Nobody else for Pastel Vikings able to get in.
Victory.
That was a good one.
Justice reigns from above.
Oh.
Epic.
Uh-oh, I lost match chat. I lost match chat. There it is. Do need to change the map to Hollywood. Oh, I lost my shot. Okay, so now we just wait a little bit while both teams ready up. I don't know if we saw Dr. Moriarty's career profile. Oh, oh, cool.
Welcome to Hollywood. Initiating match.
Well, they did say attack. I wonder. So anybody who watches any of my streams knows that on Havana, I always point out how the one decal isn't actually on the wall, but that one is. What about this one?
Ready for battle. Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
So Ryan Zarya, Doomfist, Junkrat, Moira, and Unselected, but Veil of Hades has been favoring me on it, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that come out. And then on the attacker side, got a Sim and a Reaper coming out.
3, 2, 1.
Do they fall for the trap? Oh, the Reaper does fall for the trap. TP comes through. They go high ground immediately here. Dropped a point, but Junkrat finds the first pick onto the Sim, and then 8-Bit Funny falls to Alpha on the Doomfist. Booty gets Dr. Moriarty with a Fire Strike. Toxic is able to stay up and holding what appears to be a sizable amount of charge here. White Monk not switching off of the sim here. This time they TP into Cafe. But again, going right into the damage dealers of SDG, although they are able to equalize for a second before their main tank falls. Here comes the Meteor Strike, who does find 8-Bit Bunny. Look. Here comes the tire. Killed with a fire strike. Nicely done. White Monk does switch off of the sim over to the Pharah. As he goes over the wall there. Here comes Deathlock and finds both supports. And he's pressuring Hootie into Cafe here. Does find the pick. Alpha comes on to point to try to contest, but isn't able to live for very long. Another Riptire coming in. Built it quick. I don't exactly know what happened. But World's Gone Crazy falls to the total mayhem. I can only imagine. Put a trap down in case he died during the tire. I didn't actually see it. White Monk finds Beetle, and so now SDG backing up without one of their supports. Although Veil does find White Monk in the air. Fairly even in ult economy. However, SDG does have both support ults. Barrage just about to come online here. Here comes the Graviton. Nice 3 kills, 4 kills on the back of the Graviton being thrown in by Dalo here. Bit Bunny falls back. World Gone Crazy switches off of the Reaper onto the legs. Finds a pick onto Alpha. Sporax kills the turret. Here comes the Justice from above. Gets the bubble as he picks up 2. So here's in trouble and falls to the Reinhardt Hounder. Looks like they're coming out split to make it harder to just hold a choke. But Hootie came out a little early, wasn't able to get much support. Alpha does find 1 with the Deadeye before falling to Wolf Going Crazy on the legs. He picks up another one. Just the Zarya now for SDG Elite, but does fall to World Gone Crazy and the Helix Rocket. Hootie being kinda... Oh! Veil of Hades got old spawn and Pastel Vikings taking advantage of it. Hootie goes in to try to help, but ended up dying as well. Ash picks off the Pharah with a dynamite. Here comes Graviton Surge. Looks like double Graviton Surge. Not a lot of kills there, but Wolf Gone Crazy does fall, as does Thorax. The Rhymes charge into each other, but it looks like SDG has more people as Dr. Moriarty does eventually fall. Now it's just Toxic there on Pastel Vikings, unable to get out. We're gonna have to restart their charge. Also, one thing that I didn't notice, Veil of Hades switched off of the Ana in favor of the Mercy. Toxic switches off of the Zarya and opts to go with a Diva and is pressuring Ashe on the high ground. Here comes Attack Visor and Sound Barrier, but out comes Bob right on the card. Does get booped away, but still close enough to be counting as contesting. There goes the pin to clear him off just as his timer expires. Alpha falls to Thorax, but Toxic gets demeched and Alpha comes back from a resurrect. Dr. Moriarty is shattered, finding no one, but Dao here pulls big Graviton, but White Monk from behind is able to pick up 2 before too many kills come in. And so despite a nice Graviton Surge from Dao here, finding 3 or 4, Pastel Vikings still very much in charge of the fight. Reinhardt's charge into each other, both fall onto the ground. Here comes the high noon. Shatter comes through, but oh, it was a different here comes the Tactical Visor. Does find Alpha and the Wrecking Ball. Mercy flies in, make that a 3K for the Tactical Visor. As Pastel Vikings pick up 3 points with 23 seconds remaining.
0 to 3. Switching sides. Initiating match.
Hello? Anyone out there?
Screw you, Mr. VIP guy. Huh.
Ready for battle.
Interesting. Let's try to look and see more Hollywood.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Does not look like they tried very hard on this street. Oh, it's a pipe. I thought it was a person standing there.
5,
Okay.
3,
Come back in.
2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend.
Got Alpha on the Widow here on the right-hand side. I don't know if Pastel Vikings are expecting it or not. Oh, the cheesy turret does get picked off pretty quickly. Alpha falls to Toxic on the Wrecking Ball. But still, SDG Elite finding more kills. The Torb turret doing what it can, but it was locked onto the Zarya bubble for so long that wasn't able to get too much value out of it. Ends up having to fall onto point just to contest and dies shortly thereafter. World Gone Crazy falls as he was trying to come back by standing in a Junkrat trap. Oh, and Alpha did switch off of the Widow onto the Doomfist and gets the revenge kill on Toxic. World Gone Crazy back in the fight now as Dr. Moriarty falls incredibly low. Where are their supports? finally getting some heals. Here comes the meteor strike. Dr. Moriarty shields a lot of it. Hootie finds World Gone Crazy and Dr. Moriarty. Now they're into that choke. Down 3 here. White Monk does put up a turret, but it dies almost immediately. Tyre and the drone rat not finding anything there on the ultimate. Here comes Mines and the boop up. Graviton looks like it's got 2 in there. Attack Visor finds Hootie. Daho here falls to the Helix rocket, and SDG retreats. As Pastel Vikings commit 3 ults to the fight. Fahadrogar switches to the Sombra. Toxic finds the Sombra with a grapple move, and Alpha jumps into the back line but gets picked off by 8-Bit Bunny on the Moira. Kills continue to go the way of Pastel Vikings, although White Monk does fall to Dao here. Veil of Hades unable to get out, and then Dao here ends up falling to Toxic. The Sombra is back in. Are they going for a back cap? They get the hack onto the soldier, translocate away, but he's able to just jump down and pick up a health pack. But the Sombra does build some ult charge from it. Going that route again, let's see what they're trying to... This time accompanied by the... Oh, goes onto the high ground with the Doomfist. Gets the kills. Hootie does fall to Dr. Moriarty though, as lava covers the payload. Doomfist charges right into the mines somewhere. And the Torb turret starts doing Torb turret stuff on point. Wrecking Ball falls to Beetle on Moira. Toxic switches off of the Wrecking Ball onto Devo. Shatter comes through, finds 2, and they both fall, as well as other kills. White Monk comes in, overloads on point, tries to throw down a turret, neither of which lasts. But World Gone Crazy does find Alpha, who switched over from Doomfist to Hanzo. He's on top of the saloon. Here comes, oh, that is unfortunate for Thorax. Pulls out the sound barrier only to get EMP'd. In comes the Shatter, finds Beetle. So SDG without supports here in the fight as they continue to fall.
60 seconds remaining.
Check this out.
Switches from Sombra to the May. May finds the soldier on the high ground. Diva comes up to contest. Grab comes through, and Bunny forced to coalesce in response, but ends up falling to Beetle's for coalescence. Lava comes in. White Monk finds a couple of kills, but not enough. As 3 more. Oh, Hootie stood in the lava. It'll be okay as he does get new spawn. Kill's going the way of SDG here. As Pastel Vikings without supports, but World Gone Crazy does find Veil of Hades.
Ice wall coming up.
60 seconds remaining.
Get through this. Nerf this.
Here comes the self-destruct over top. Shatter comes through, but not in time to put out the shield for that self-destruct. Houdini gets a fire strike onto Dr. Moriarty.
She's up.
Here comes a blizzard.
Time to read my EMF.
Catches both support for Pastel Vikings. White Monk did switch off of the Torbjorn over to a Junkrat, and has already built up half the way to Tire.
This will restore you.
Everybody's pushing triangle. Alpha finds 3, World finds 1, Foodie Slam finds nobody. But overtime has started, and so that's huge for Pastel Vikings, who do still have time in the time bank, but not enough to totally negate an attack round. Veil of Hades drops the beat, well trapped. Dr. Moriarty on the ball, spinning and spinning. Tire finds 3 right on point. Now it's just Beetle, who does end up falling. Dalu here is there on ball. Ends up falling as overtime ticks down. And Pastel Vikings get their first win of the series.
Play of the game.
Oh shit. Oh, Discord, why won't you load on my phone? Map 4. It's Temple of Anubis.
Now entering the Temple of Anubis. Initiating match. Ready for battle. Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
So, on the side of the defenders, got Alpha on the Doomfist. Baha on Honda.
Defend objective A.
Pastel Vikings going through the left loop.
Get into position.
Pastel Vikings being held on the choke. World Gone Crazy does find Alpha though, but falls to the storm of the Hans. Toxic finds Beetle. Now SDG with support. More and more of their falling. Out comes the coalescence from 8-Bit Bunny to finish up this point as now here falls. And that's a quick point A cap for Pastel Vikings. Hanzo switches to Ash. Oh no. Here comes the Graviton Surge. Coalescence comes through to keep people up. Return Graviton. Shatter comes through but gets blocked. Funny Curls goes for a shatter of his own but dies mid-swing as kills continue to go the way of SDG Elite. Pastel Vikings forced to retreat and group up. Funny Curls gets a Fire Strike kill onto the Ash, but still 2 kills going, taking out both DPS. Big Fire Strike there from Booty, taking both supports down to half. White Monk finds the ash on the top left. Here comes the window. Barrage comes through in behind. Only found one, actually, as Hootie did find two with a fire strike through the back window.
This will heal you.
White Monk switches off of the fire over to a Junkrat. World Gone Crazy finds Alpha and has Death Blossom at the ready. Here comes Death Blossom, gets the bubble, finds one and the thing. Shatter comes through, finds three. Here comes Bob, sent in on point. Gets booped away from the Lucio. No longer contesting points, but the Lucio is. Hootie switched over to Ball, is able to contest, and gets a lot of adaptive shield with that power drive right into the middle of Pastel Vikings. With that expiring, now just regular amount of health. Graviton comes in, finds a few over on the side there. 8-bit Bunny pops coalescence, keeping team up and their team down. Beetle caught in it, unable to escape as Bunny Curl finishes off the kill. Hootie finally goes down on that wrecking ball after contesting the point for a long time. Bunny Curls gets frozen and walled away from the team. But there's enough going on. Tyre comes through, finds Baby Diva. May able to live, but pushed off the point. As the Pastel Vikings do take second point.
Score 0-2. Switching sides. Initiating match.
Let's see what our defenders opt for.
Ready for battle.
Ash, Junkrat, double shields with a Sigma, Rang, Moira, and Thorax is not yet picked.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Oh, potentially our first Echo sighting of the day here on the side of SDG Elite. SDG Elite opting to go to the right-hand side. Smart choice considering they are facing a Junkrat. Alpha gets an early pick onto World Gone Crazy, who does get resurrected, but then Thorax dies shortly thereafter to the Echo and the Focus Beam. White Monk's up here waiting. Oh, not fooled by the trap. They do take care of that easily. Bunch of stuff's happening in the corner. Seems Hootie's trapped. As they do, and he does end up falling to White Monk there. Oh. World Gone Crazy, getting damage boosted on high ground there with just firing down. In comes the Dynamite, catches Beetle, but Thorax falls to the Focus Beam yet again. And then World Gone Crazy falls shortly thereafter to this time to Beetle. I'm Toxic switches off of the Sigma over to a debuff for a second point. Retreats back to point in the comforts of their team. Bob gets sent out for Pastel Vikings. does get booped back, but still just off point now. Still viable sightline though. Oh, Bunny curls falls to the sticky bomb. Here comes 8-Bit Bunny. Double coalescence actually, as Beetle also pops gold. But 8-Bit Bunny does fall to the Zarya of SDG. In comes the tire. Finds 3 from White Monk. And Toxic finishes off Hootie in the just off point. Echo's just hanging out. Echo dies. Got found hanging out, and then a late kill staggers. But now SDG having sightlines, they know where everybody is. Finds World Gone Crazy as they take the high ground.
All systems checked out. Rallying power forward shield.
Here comes the Graviton Surge. Shatter comes through, finds 3. Hootie still has a shatter of his own, but might decide to hold it. Funny Curls goes for the charge kill, misses, but does find Dao here over on the side. As Alpha finds Toxic and picks off the Pilot Diva with a headshot. Echo still has the ult. Becomes Reinhardt, and gets focused down by 8-Bit Bunny's Coalescent. Here comes Bob right into the corner, gets booped just off the point, but almost into a better position as contesting both routes now. Beetle pops Coalescence and does get Funny Curls down to about quarter health. Funny Curls down to 1. But getting healed up. Echo dangerously low, but gets healed up in time. Oh, Alpha switched from the Widow to a Genji. I didn't even notice that. White Monk falling low, but way off to the side there. Pushed up away from the team. Does fall to the Hootie and Fire Strike. Funny Curls goes for her Shatter, but doesn't find anybody as Hootie still has plenty of shield left. Toxic gets purple, so pops self-destruct. Gets a new mech. Oh, Hootie kills White Monk's tire with Fire Strike before he gets a chance to even get it off. Funny Curls charges in, does get a pin onto Alpha, who does fall. Coalescence coming out for Beetle. Shatter comes in, finds Funny, who finishes off with a Fire Strike. Toxic comes in on the Wrecking Ball as World Gone Crazy falls on Tracer. Purple comes in, finds Toxic and Thorax. Toxic now slept just off point as well. Reinhardts charge into each other. And now SDG with 2 Reinhardts. Echo found, got their ult again. Dragon Blade comes out, keeping them off point. Shatter comes through. I don't think it found anybody, but there was nobody there to find. Tracer used the recall, falls dangerously low, comes in. Shatter comes through for Funny Curls, does seem to find a few, but gets antied almost immediately and charged into his wall. And Pastel Vikings starting to stabilize here.
This will restore you.
Alpha switches off of the Genji onto a McCree this time. Oh, World's Gone Crazy gets the pulse bomb kill. Shatter comes in, finds 3. But World Gone Crazy comes in with a huge Riptire, preventing SDG from getting that much follow-up.
Victory.
And so, we go to map
Play
5.
of the game. Triple.
Settings, maps. Okay. Oh. Okay. I will be right back. I need to pee.
Now arriving at Ilios. Initiating match.
So here we go, map 5, underway, starting on Ruins.
Ready for battle.
Oh, Funny Curls showing the Winston. And Toxic on the Diva,
5, 4, 3,
Far Reaper,
1.
and then a Mercy Lucio.
The objective.
And on the other side, Ryan Zarya, McCree, Ash, Mercy, and Baptiste. I'm going to be watching Funny Curls here on the Winston more than I've been. The dive comes in, goes onto the high ground, finds the Ash, but I'm Toxic does get demasked early. Funny Curls does find the kill onto Veil of Hades. But more kills going by way of SDG. Although World Gone Crazy does find Alpha. Dio here is on point though, ends up falling. No, finds the kill, my bad. In comes the charge, finds nobody. Funny does end up falling, as does Thorax, and SDG Elite get first control of the point. Dive comes in onto Reinhardt, who is promptly bubbled up. Sounds like the Reaper's on fire, gets low, is able to race over to the health pack. Here comes Bob. Hits the block, able to stay on point. Primal Bunny finds Beetle. Alpha finds, oh, and gets Hootie. Where's this going on? Finishes off Dio here as well. And that's going to be Pastel Vikings flipping the point at 43% to 0.
Mecha activated. Here it comes.
Each team at 3 ults, but Hootie will get Shatter shortly. Diva goes up top. Here comes the Death Blossom. Does find Beetle before falling. Veils of Hades put down an immortality field, and that gets destroyed as Alpha falls. But then Veil finds 2 picks as White Monk either kills himself or goes off the edge. I'm not entirely sure. Funny Curl switches off of the Winston over to a Reinhardt as Untoxic gets demexed and killed. Just World Gone Crazy here on point with Pastel Vikings. They end up falling. In comes the Graviton Surge, catches 2 as they both fall, and point flips once again, 43-62. Thorax was a little too far forward there at the time of the point flip, seeming wanting to contest, ends up falling and being staggered. The Reaper's trying to make something happen over on the right hand side there. White Monk finds Veil of Hades. Hootie gets Funny, and Veil of Hades gets brought back, as does Funny. Oh, White Monk picks up 2 with the barrage. but point still. Oh, it's now going to flip 62 to 85 as the Ash does find the Pharah with the dynamite. SDG going to have 5 ultimates coming into this fight. As, yeah, 5 ultimates. There we go. Here comes Toxic with the self-destruct. Is able to find Alpha. Oh, and World Gone Crazy pulls out the Death Block and finds Free, and then finishes off Booty, getting the team kill. As White Monk also got the Ash. I didn't think that self-destruct was going to catch anybody because it ended up catching on the high ground. And so that's going to be the first round of map 5 going over to Pastel Vikings. I would say that's a done team fight. Let's go to the lobby here. And we are back with the blue team getting control of the point. Thorax switches over onto the Moira.
Time to raise my APM.
Alpha finds a pick onto Funny. And it looks like Funny may have wanted to res it, but does get bullied off by the entirety of SDG. And the kills just keep on coming in for SDG Elite here. Shatter comes in, finds 4. In comes the Veil of Hades, does have the sound barrier. Both support ults coming up for the side of SDG as they are stabilizing this fight. In comes the Blizzard as well. World's gone crazy, pulls sights. Forces the maid to use Cryo, but dies on point. Alone. Here comes Bob, gets walled off before being able to go into point and contest. Thorax gets frozen, but is able to get out. Estao here did get demeched and killed by the Bob. Alpha in there doing what he can with the Doomfist, but does end up falling. Kills continuing to go by the way of Pastel Vikings. 5-on-2, Hootie falls, just the Tracer, or the Moira, sorry, who just goes off the edge of the cliff at 99% to reset with the team. And Fahadagar switches over to the Bar. World Guard Crazy switches off of the Tracer and goes over to Soldier. Funny curls without a shield. The Shatter comes in, finds 3. Bomb comes in, picks up one of them. Here comes the Graviton third. Kills continuing to go toward SDG. But White Monk does get resurrected. In comes the Barrage. Doesn't get anybody by themselves, but the team picks up 3 more kills. Ape Bunny ends up falling to Hootie in the enclosed area. The point flips over at 54%. Nobody there to touch. Thorax pops Coalescence, but does get on point. Dies immediately, though, and now without a support ult. Funny Curls tries to charge in, but Hootie hits with the return charge. Keeps him off. And so we go to well.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 3. Capture the objective.
Oh, Houdini is playing the Diva, and Dao here is playing main tank. This is not something we see every day. Beetle falls early to White Monk on Vara. As the fire battle ensues just off the coast. Veil of Hades takes a hit, and Toxic finishes him off. Point goes live. And Pastel Vikings get first control, as I think I'm Toxic was able to boop them all back using the grapple. Ape Bunny and White Monk do end up dying. And so now, oh, World Gone Crazy gets big booped into the hole. And then Funny Curls falls. to the Hootie's Diva. And so that's going to be a clean team fight for SDG, who now take control of the point at 27% for Pastel Vikings. And SDG getting the win in the Echo battle, as 8-Bit Bunny was, I believe, still dead and was unable to pocket White Monk. Thorax falls to a charged punch by Alpha. In comes Meteor Strike. Does find 8-Bit Bunny and kills Toxic with the uppercut. So that's going to be another reset for Pastel Vikings. As White Monk still trying to do what they can with the Pharah. 8-Bit Bunny now with the Pharah doing the full pharmacy. World Gone Crazy switched over to the Soldier off of the Torbjorn. Here comes the Barrage. Does find 2 before falling to World Gone Crazy. And Beetle pops Coalescence, and SDG brings their Pharah back with the Mercy Res. Now hitting 60% and holding Pastel Vikings well before points here. Hootie is demeched though, and White Monk has Barrage. So we'll see if they're able to capitalize on it before Hootie ends up falling. They might not need Barrage. Veil of Hades was in Valkyrie mode. You just have the pistol out. Stylo here comes in on the monkey. Uses Primal. Big boop spawning here into the well. Keeping the point alive. Probably able to get it to 99. Gets another boop kill. Here comes Hootie's self-destruct. 99% coming in. Kills going back and forth. Alpha falls. Here comes the Barrage from White Monk. Finds 2 as World Gone Crazy picks up 2 with the tactical visor. Hootie and Dao here switching roles. Hootie going back onto the main tank, and Dao here switching over to Roadhog. I'm Toxic, you can tell, wanted to use the coming around behind to use the whole hog and boost him into the point, but gets caught out. Does end up popping whole hog, finds Hootie and Dao here. Found the Moira, who was able to fade away, but doesn't get out from the hook. Veil of Hades, I'm Toxic with a nice 4K. Pastel Vikings nearing 90% point control of their own. Alpha on the Doomfist comes in, pops Meteor Strike, lands right in the middle of the team, gets a couple of people low, but Thorax there with the sound barrier. White Monk does fall in the Pharah battle. No mercy on the kill assist. Dao here pops Whole Hog, finds Toxic. And gets another 2. Just funny curls here for Pastel Vikings. They do fall. Now it's... Wow. What a final map.
Play of the game.
That's how we do it.